Meanwhile, while things are drying on the Panther, and while I've got that spray can out of that particular colour, that beige, I'm going to make a start on this. So this is another one that's going to be serialised, and we'll have to intersperse them as I expected, because I've usually got a couple of models on the go at the same time, so that paint and glue and things can dry. So this one, the SM, as in Savoia Marchetti 79 Sparviero, and Airfix used to do this one, didn't they? And I think they have, or they're going to just re-release that. And I was thinking the other day how I enjoyed that model and how I hope they re-release it. So you can blame it on my psychic powers. You can thank me for that later. So anyway, this is the one we're going to do. And it won't get finished this time round. So, as I say, serialised, episodised, and this is an eBay marvel. Very worn, very battered, but it looks like it's going to be good. I like Italeri, I'm happy. And, pop it open, there's actually two see, it's late at night and I'm tired. There are two styles: painting, camouflage. You know what I mean. Anyway, there's one that's kind of dark green, and there's the splotchy one. Not with the white. Have I made a mistake? Are there three? Oh, there are four. You live and learn, don't you? Thought I'd gone through this very carefully, meticulously, but no. So anyway, there they are. And I don't want to do any of them. I saw something on the internet and it looked rather nice, and I might do. I mean, these are all very exciting, speckly, crackly, marvellous camouflages. So spoilt for choice as it is, but there's one I've got my eye on, so we will look into that shortly. That was a terrible piece of filmmaking. I should delete it, but you know me and low tech, I want you to get the spontaneity. I don't want to script it. So anyway, I have done a rather beigey sandy undercoat and a grey on most of the others as a base, and we will start making, I think. I always say that. Have you noticed? I say let's make it, and then I get diverted off, distracted, and I go in all kinds of other realms, but we get round to making it in the end, so we will, one way or the other. Very interesting aircraft, isn't it? Very architectural. I like the architectural aircraft. Here's the first stage, kind of. I'd just taken the elastic bands off. I needed to hold it in place to get part of the interior, at the right angle. So, just a slightly washy interior green. Very interesting. The instructions say light green, but I've seen a lot of photographs of the interiors of real ones of these, or at least one or two, I don't know how many exist now, and they're all grey, which is how I started. But anyway, I'll follow the green because it's what it says. Lots of tidying up to do. Got to put the windows in, but I just wanted to make sure I'd got that in the right position. I know I could have got all the glass in and stuff and then put that in and put the two sides on, but there's a lot of other bits and pieces, all this at the top here, to go in as well. And when you've got so many bits lolling about, you know, it becomes the job of an octopus, and I am definitely not one of those, and that seemed to be the easiest piece to get in place without putting the two sides together. So that's where we're up to. I will find a couple of little fellas to go in this as well, but that will come later. And a little bit of spraying up of bits and pieces. This is just like a base coat, so the door needs doing, and a few other bits of the... Oh, I'm stuck. Fuselage. Worth just dropping in at this point. This isn't glued, it's just hanging together and very well balanced. Strikes me that's a sign of a good model. I mean, I know it's not completely together, but it just fell together sort of in my hands as I was checking things are in the right place. That's good. It's the first sunny day we've had since May, so I'm out and I'm spraying. What I did was put a dull brown as the base layer for the fuselage and wings and stuff, and now I've just, as I was showing, the two sides clip together fairly nicely, so that makes things easier, because what I wanted to do was add a slightly lighter, sunnier, sandy colour. Not all over, just to pick up a bit of highlighting. In fact, it may be a bit too bright at the moment to show up, but that meant I need to clip the two sides together, give the top surface a blast and let it come down the sides and just catch the ribbing. Also, there are some kind of bridging sections on the top of the fuselage, two bits there and a little arc. Can we see it? There it is. And I don't really want uniformity, I want highlighting, but I don't want one side to be completely different to the other, which is a bit unnatural. So hence I've kind of clipped it together and just given these a bit of a blast. That's actually, it's worked out as I wanted, so there we go. That's alright. It's one of the reasons why I didn't do much of the interior, because obviously they picked up a little bit of the colour. So now pop the two sides apart, tidy up the interior, put a man in, put the glass in, and it goes on. All sorts needs to go on the top there, and of course there's engines and all of that. So a fair amount to do yet, and gradually we work our way down to the tiddly fiddly bits. But what do we make of the aeroplane? A very sturdy, very dramatic looking vehicle, I have to say. That is an impressive creature. All of which means this is it so far. I've got the interesting engine cones on. A few gaps here and there. Some seem plausible, given that there are all the grooves on the wings and things, as usual. Then the one where the wing joins the fuselage, as I say, is plausible. The tail is a bit tougher to explain away, and I've got to trim up internal colours, that kind of thing, and then get the wheels in underneath. So little bits and pieces to do, gradually coming together, and then a paint job. So thank you for watching this episode. Hope to see you in the part 2. I should think this is just a part 2, this one, don't you? Yeah. So see you then.